The once mighty king in the room meant for his child. Little did they know.
That of my enemy's blood. And another full moon is a night of pathetic weakness, as the moon... She has you to help her.
Klaus?
So do I. Out every full moon.
But you want to find 12 rings. You and Elijah are stalling.
It went missing. That makes me very nervous, especially on nights like tonight. Well then, perhaps you'd like its apex. How would you like to get back in the fight? Pray tell, is theirs. Willing to gamble?
It's too risky.
In the end, we'll slay them all.
Klaus thinks you have the White Oak State.
This is our fight. This was my fault. If I had just accepted Haley's pregnancy, playing king, my actions led to the... You chased my redemption. Losses and triumphs. And so you shall. In order to do that, we need to regain control of this, and those who would harm your child expect you. They will answer to you. This is how we will face all our enemies as a family.
Sealed. Yet, Michael is
I simply wanted to persuade those witches to live up to the pretty little picture you paint of her. Covered in witches' blood and smiling. Criticism from you and Haley will be just fine. Bored. Getting along. You know, Rebecca's still pouting over the There is. A lot yet, so we need to get to them first. Like anything under the sun. Besides, do you think you're alone in that pain? An entire... As you spend doting on Marcella.
To me.
The crescent mark on your shoulder, or I'll tear it from your gaping. You didn't drag this out. Politics, love, you gain support by killing your
people, including...
There's your queen. Powerful, fearless, and unlike me, merciful. I'm going to find the witch. Happened to decorum! Although I am rather disappointed. There is this witch who dares craft... At your coven who threatened her life. That tea your idea of a peace offering? Well, that's a lofty goal for a tea.
Such as you will always... Nothing can stand against us.
Enemies are everywhere. You know, she was insane. Does she speak to you now?
It's okay. Klaus was just...
And feed them to the dogs if that's what it takes. Possibly be more important than the... Which of our parents? Are we running a kennel now? Well, it seems I'm... Well done. Promised to be fought against my own family.
In the art of possession.
Well, her last invitation was an assassination. I think we can assume her intentions are decided. This is in her quest to destroy us. One died before I was born. My brother Henrique was killed by the werewolf. I think that's when she loved us the most. Pack killed my little brother. You know, I promise. A sprawling family saga.
Like this, what's up?
You know... I don't want
There's
to hear
something
it.
else back to Klaus.
Diplomacy. Just know if she...
Full of hate, huh?
To find a good pairing. What wine goes well with treachery?
Remember, I spent 900. I'm rather enjoying nature home. But do tell me.
There's no way Cole would listen to anything other than his ego. He would dare face us as a mortal.
Suppose the honor of carving should go to the oldest.
And I'd enjoy you getting to the point where you could wash her knickers.
You coveted the duties of the eldest.
Elijah, do you recall the...
His sword.
I wouldn't let him take this from... It made me... To hide your own transgressions because of your... You are the author of... Shut up. Stop talking.
Why would you want Haley?
To kill her, to punish us, to learn the truth about the chamber of reasons, all of which will be rendered moot when I send her screaming back to hell. You hide behind your spells like a coward.
It has been done, thereby giving you...
By the way...
family could learn something from.
I've already taken the wolves from Niklaus.
Good to see you too, Camille. Had I magically resurrected the insane vampirish, it's been abandoned for years. But a map shows it's just a mine. I don't think you'd like to very.
If I need a drink to take off the edge before the killing.
Alcohol and then prattle on until I'm convinced.
Therapist.
Intentions are far less savage than my place us all in new bodies, thereby nasty little inconvenience.
Oh, goody. Never want to dance. I'm actually really bad at it.
Eager to stand over your burning corpse again. She'll wake with a spectacular headache, but given her intentions, if you drop dead of a heart attack, I may have to kill her.
But I am here, and it is to tell you.
A person's sharp tongue can end up cutting their own throat. Fine. You've got away with... strange. Unless, of course, it's your family business. You know, ever since my dinner with my mother and Finn, I've been wondering when you might make her. And I've half a mind to show you how wrong. Lesson in need of reinforcement. Urgently.
Thought you should probably get going.
It's very clever, Mike. I only delay the inevitable. Tad busy. What is it, hey? Well, as much as I might like to help you find my... Either Michael or I will be ash by days.
Oh, how sweet. The
Weak as you remember, am I? It's over, Michael. Your uncle the stakeout in the nick of time. Why, he hurt you. I think it's the first time I've seen him run. I appreciate you. It turns out these witches are that's powerful. She won't easily be found. Her out. I'm going to change my shirt to help Haley, but you can't. Are you watching this, Mike?
You seem troubled.
The petty...
But not...
Sit through a sermon of your lies. I'm sorry, is this some sort of motherly critique? Please feel free. I suggest you get... Before I get angry. Love was a curse. An affect you feign. Oh. You did hatred for my evil mother in order besting the very demon she had. I really think that saccharine recollection...
I will strike him.
It's quite an offer. You turned us all so deep it's difficult to pinpoint its origin. You judge me evil.
Michael was inconsolable. And because Michael...
Mother, why did your Adonis...
I knew if Michael had loved him, I was having his baby. This sickness that's infected your soul.
Or I will kill you. In this body or any other. I was remembering the day I found out for what.
You said you wanted Elijah.
You... Oh, no. You're not... You've been dead 1,000 years.
Through that time, I'll linger.
Not yet.
You came for my daughter! Your own blood! I am my mother's son. And home from battle more blindly temperamental. And maybe it also grows. Mean it, Haley. She already got to you once. What would happen if Elijah were to wake and find you a victim of her? Kindly piss off. I'm in a hurry to help my real. I brought you back from the dead. Just one. You know, I used to tell myself that me to suffer under Michael.
Esther forbid.
Led my way through thousands of innocents. And see to play with my food. My relentless mother has set a trap.
To my mind, you'll see I'm not a...
I have absolutely no... A very different use.
Michael taught you to...
You think I should accept my mother's offer? I'd be lying if I said your offer wasn't appealing. I'm powerful enough to protect my daughter. Esther twists. By our parents. We're the demons, but not for my child. I think I can survive my own love for my daughter. I need you. Mariel, the thought of what I could be had I been ready. How do you feel?
Kidnapping.
Ed, join us, and we will welcome you. A denial of pastries will be the least of you. So,
Tell me, Niklaus.
what then do you make of the one who need them alive?
Can you imagine?
Rebecca has been cloaked.
Right. Text.
To see my daughter. One who wants to say hello. Are you both to join me against... If you continue to defy me, your lives will be reduced to an unending sequence of agonizing torture. Which is it to be? Do you think our mother...
Niklaus,
But I didn't, did I? It was your responsibility to care for her. But you're a man now. Figure of your mortal life aligned to a woman who always manipulated you. Brother, I offer you the opportunity to free yourself. And I will give you the life she never once offered. To decide before we lop off his head. Is that so? Bro, I didn't realize I'd hurt your feelings. Ready to embrace your new life? You're aware our mother...
And she grew so... Of course, Dahlia's price was high.
Our sister died of plain death. Is far too delicate a fate for her. And is love the reason she wanted my child? Say that this is urgent would be a gross understatement. Whoa. Harvest girl. Such hubris. And yet you relented. Did I really lose? Well, I think I can judge from... I would do nothing less because we... Where have you been?
Nick, it's me. Something's wrong.
Her torture must have affected... Bring it in. Cole? Though gloves... And he led us here. I didn't die of plague. She was taken. No one's going to hurt Hope because further evidence as to why we should ignore it. You realize it is not I who is to be the husband you can boss around. Tell Elijah you're marrying your... and congratulate him on the bullet. Oh, bloody hell.
Come on.
To visit my mentally ill brother, only to have... Yeah. We can't risk it falling into the wrong hands.
Would that be the worst thing?
And if we're not, you get what you always wanted. I mean, that's what you're saying, isn't it? You're willing to lose. Someone anonymous, someone who could disappear. Cole will do what's best for Cole. We just have to meet his price. And he hasn't got a lick of it right. You know what to do. To have been for nothing. Me. We are doing this for the good of our family. For once, you will honor that. Stop the spell. You and your traitorous son.
Oh, good.
Thing is possible. Take me instead.
Nick! No! If only you... Cole, I would ask you to deliver the steak to your father, but it seems your loyalties have been compromised.
Stop the spell, Esther! Mother is using Michael to do her dirty work. Camille? Wilsons arrived in Louisiana. We brought in wishes for each other and burning them times when treachery runs deep. Hello, Mother. Ask me what I have done. I've done what every good son does. Example of my parents taught me exactly how I should treat you. Rebecca was too ahead of you. You cannot be both which. Either be the thing you hate the most, or you can be dead. Your choice. which is more than you ever gave us. Or suffer the slow, agonizing death she so deserves. Come on. There's someone who... The little troublemaker all the fuss has been about. The only way to truly protect her was to convince the world. Now that we've entombed our mother, I intend to finish my minds plagued by demons, brother. You too. Settling into your new accommodation. It used to be.
Whichever.
I assume you're referring to our... He certainly did. After all, I can easily outweight our brother. A little further from home. How is Elijah?
Okay. Stop. Enough.
You're feeling guilty, aren't you? Which the strongest foundations are built.
Oh, you should have seen them.
What do you mean, she's gone?
I just received a call from Angelica Bar.
I'm not sure we have a choice. Your vampires seem to think it's lunchtime. What is it? Economics of what comes next should be easy to grasp.
What I want is to hear the side those vampires even attempt.
Saint Rock, number one. All magical objects in the vicinity, that means your rings. You get away from him right now. I no longer have to treat you like anything but the treasure. Or you, I'd hardly call it an unwelcome you back into my home. The thing is that you are there, protecting. Remove the barrier that has you trapped until I have my hand around his throat. Doesn't know it yet, but she's going to help me break his spell. Is this lunacy but you to be with Rebecca? So now you're going off to fight the Germans. But remember, Marcel, go. You'll be back! The prodigal son always returns. Which of your caliber your spells are not particularly
Your list.
Number 9, at least, as I'm concerned. And you might want to get your villain he's getting his power from so we can stop it.
7.
Here I thought I was the poster child for least... Well then, shall you and I go crash their little party? I'll guess as to who's the author. I'm the big bad wolf. Why are we here? It's about Mother.
I want you to know how it feels.
Love the hat. You left before such a delicious meal. I thought I'm home to New Orleans. Is at home with your... Imagine my surprise to learn...
Your whole life, yet at the first opportunity. I wonder.
Possibly the same reason you took out Esther. Parental ties has a way of freeing one up.
I thought maybe it... something big.
You want to know why I killed my father? To reason with them, I removed... Back.
Not, I assure you, you have not been misread. The act may be reprehensible.
Turns out my brother is even more depraved than... Here's the noble stag. Beast is creeping through the crack in your representation of me because the... Forgiveness. You... The bonds of family far outweigh... To pardon the great Lord as your perception of your own. I'm fine. Thank you for your concern. I can stand here and explain to you the specifics, or you can show a little trust and come with me.
Where the hell are they?
You look around. I'll see if I can... As of inexplicably is in the wind, Rebecca. Speaking of which... No doubt eager to... Trials might those be.
Now you're...
Who calls herself your queen? Just before I grow irritated. There are children present. You could invite me in. I'm a hybrid, dear. Only to remind her of the important... Perhaps I should. All observances. And sin... Well, I suppose. Wonder, however, if I might impose on this love. Are you seriously considering this preposterous? Well, then allow me to make this simple. Under no circumstances will you die, especially none that would endanger our child.
He's growing more powerful by the...
The outcome of your strategy is not worth the risk. Doesn't need a wolf army. I'll protect her myself. Easy time I'll have of it, too, without you running on a motley member of your werewolf. Considered it. And I have matter. There is no one above my decree, not even...
me what I can and cannot do to... Who knows what your equally psychotic brother is up to?
I will...
...and enemies. Don't you get... You're so powerful. Will be on our side.
The wolves cannot be trusted. Remind you I killed my own father. More than you know. I just don't trust Jackson. I wonder if Jackson, after your grueling day of wedding preparations... I haven't come here to fight you. How exactly would you like to... My victims start screaming about now. So by your precious mentor, such loathing, or is that by a prize pupil? The benefactor. I find the sheer audacity of your... Just admit your true intention. If you... Perhaps I'll leave it in your grandma. And ruled by Haley, the wolves will be an... You should have seen the ferocity with which she did. Once the wedding takes place and the wolves... Could we just... A question as ridiculous as it's possible, so family's annoying predilection for cheating death. Well, did you happen to ask if by some similar miracle our placed a curse on the firstborns of this family is still breathing air?
Both of you. If she is who she says, well...
I should take preventative measures and separate him from me. I don't know, nor do I know where they are, what they're doing. You're hardly the champion of truth-telling. What kind of con are you playing?
Even as a boy, Cole never lied once called out on the act.
Something only known by those who have earned... Start this. He's a lot... We need a stronger witch. Called Levee. Do a better bloody job. The spell that Finn cast to lock you in your body. Do you remember it? If we can use his own spell against him, once he's locked in his body, I can end our collective woes with a brief snap of the neck. All I need to do is pull it from your memory. You came into my home, asking for my help. This is it.
I'm guessing.
You're no better than Finn.
You want to know where Finn is?
You and yet a flock of starlings later, and here we are.
I'm not the...
Suffered! We've all been wrong! Kill you, you idiot! Despite... I've daggered all of you, each for your own good. I never claimed to be the bastion of drivel about being singled out and You are a Mikaelson. I need you by my side.
You talk about family.
Prove yourself.
Gotta trust me for once in...
You would risk your life to help me.
I know. Which makes him a murderer.
His artistry later. Tell me what he set in motion.
Finn tricked us into running.
But he is on his way.
Your evil brother from finding her.
We will deal with running. We tried hiding. Neither will...
Right idea.
As it happens, I'm working on a plan as we speak, one which will be bolstered greatly if you just... Haley, you're getting married today. Finn. Why? I'd hoped you'd see it as witch sympathizers in my army. You know, you are a brave, positive you'll remain so for the entire... It's your wedding day, for God's sake. Haley, if I might intrude, there's someone who wishes taken precautions. There'll be no uninvited running, Queen. You do nothing to dissuade this family, and so do you. We're mobilizing an army. She will do what is asked of her. I suggest you do this.
Selves, not as cursed.
Sure, I don't know what you're talking about.
Jackson marries them.
Jackson has Haley. Exactly fit to lead an army tasked with Prince Elijah. How does it feel when you see Haley look herself to deny? For you to be my
Homicidal behavior?
just wonder. You've more than fulfilled your quota for defending the man who married the woman you love, but then you've always covered.
Think, Niklaus. Niklaus, you yourself even mentioned...
It was a great risk leaving you alone with her.
She likes it here. It feels like home. Some advice I learned from development.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have... I'd like to propose a toast due to tragic circumstance. Her family. Jackson, I invite you... You intrude on every moment. Always and forever is not just something you weasel out of, brother. Delicate sensibilities are offended by the presence of Haley's knife. It's my applause you seek. You shouldn't have dashed off in a blood. The wolves can help us pinpoint their location. You deceive me. Or did you just give me and dare you question my intentions for...
Which means that either he's powerful...
Find them post-haste. Your input Especially they save the lives of good men. My brother Finn is not entirely sane, but he is clever. If you approach him quietly, I'll handle. Finn! I know you're here! Wolves tell me you've been quite active, robbing graves and violating corpses. Sounds like you. Why don't you come out so we can finish this?
Hello, Niklaus.
Such a pedestrian greeting. You're a fool if you think the ancestors give stepbrother. Them being blown to pieces will do that, I suppose.
You're nothing but a pathetic...
You who cursed cold are going to enjoy making you suffer. No time for your soft-hearted sympathy. It does not concern me.
I won't let them hurt you.
What did you do to you possibly offer us besides fairy tales and lies?
Things she touched.
Do not speak. That proves nothing but your ability.
If I've woken from my... or what I lost in the trial.
Has knowledge of the threat we now face and is willing to share that.
To trust the mysterious sister idiocy. Have at it. However, there are other days. My father is on the loose. I need you to be as clear as... But I am not running a charity hospital. Then they will not remain alive to fight at all. But now, your pack, his leadership, for granted, he doesn't see me ask that you and your packs, you can let me know when you're ready, is forever ticking forward. Ivana will be here momentarily of their new abilities, leaving me to deal with family business as I see fit. All I'm planning is a simple chat. Lost relative. You yourself said to hear her out. Well, it does sound like this on the off chance Freya has some information. I think I hear her now. Please excuse my brother's lack of... been in a foul mood of late. But here, I did ask you here in the hopes that you...
Drawn by your daughter.
Let's talk specifics. I have killed our fair share of evil.
When I was a child, she would tell me to... and so the burden fell to me.
What the ordeal, isn't it? Beg the question. Tight enough noose.
There's perhaps we...
Have you lost your... No doubt meant to secure your trust, perhaps for this very moment, to strike when we are... We've no way to prove that anything she said today...
Right now.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. She spouts off some... For the sake of keeping our options open, why... Partial third party. Say Davina, she... were our only hope then. Seemed... Well, that's enough of that, don't you think? Right, now we can have a proper family meeting. If she was telling the truth about being immortal, and you both fall over yourselves to mend what's we can't trust. You don't... If powers are not renowned for their speed, I had to make sure you're telling the truth. My home, that honor is something I reserve for those I consider... Well, you had a lovely audition. It just didn't seem to be... Did a fine job of convincing them with all your melodrama. Elijah and Rebecca can be a bit naive when it comes to point their unending faith in me. That loyalty by guarding them against treachery. Sense that you are treacherous indeed. Worm your way into my family. I want to know why. Sister, I'm going to give...
I loved him more than my own.
Of course. She wanted you to bear her another first. Whether I believe you, not be manipulated. Are you quite finished indeed? For my efforts to protect you and your pack.
No more orders, no more favor.
So, agree to let Jackson control only one person that I trust when it comes to my child. I assure you it is not. She is a threat to my child. I decide how to protect her. No. So this is where you live. Not to trust our long lost. You will never forgive yourself. You will suffer a guilt that will be a terrible fate. Stop packing these away. There's always one family member or another in need of a good... Use these to stop her from doing magic. And don't hurt her. Non-psychopathic bits are still my sister. Get him to charm his elderly witch into calling off the best way to protect our Rebecca out of that serial killer's body. Faltered, they still demand that you are not to be... So make with your spells and enchantments. I know I can't kill you, but I shall... Let's go meet her, shall we? And body jumping, then all of us put... Freya, mother. I trust my mother about as much as I would if she is now a vampire, and as such, vulnerable to my... Answer me. comes out of her wretched mouth will be honest. Me dearest's mind for spells, shall we? Full sister Dahlia is on her way. Yes, I suppose it is. Rebecca's body has ceased control and isn't keen deep in that X. How touching.
And when Dahlia took you, the same mistake.
For God's sake, speak plainly.
And like her mentor.
Gave her away so that I could be born. Me as an upgrade.
You is my anchor.
Of my strategies. You must think I'm a fool.
But they're gone.
I compelled you to tell the truth, not state the blood. And you suddenly care, do you? We would have burnt bright. Burning us as your greatest sin, but your many faults I've come to. We're not finished, you and I. Save my sister. Did it work? I'd find myself freezing in hell before I got on. Yeah, and Esther to do so, which actually might... So bloody what?
Deadlier wants to fight. Have you really prepared?
Maybe you've won.
But don't worry.
So as we dress ourselves in the armor needed for the
Self-witch. Dahlia. Is take a strong leash. You
are.
I prefer biscuits with my minds are far too strong to be invaded by to see how we respond to aggression.
That's a fine strategy.
Then it's settled. Off you pop to your respective tasks. Or perhaps I'm merely concerned about an inordinate amount of time in graveyards for it. Now that you mention it, there is one... Michael. You brought him back from the dead. I'm guessing you have the mean. You're the only one who grieves my brother. I myself am the guardian of Coles for his general inadequacy. I can't try aching in my boots at the mere thought of his all too easily manipulated. It hasn't been a picnic.
Someone you love more than anything, even someone with something to lose.
As much as I'd love to kill you again, Father. I despise this. He sent you off to procure certain items that will... May I assume you completed your tasks? You tried teaching us, yes. The true owns his fear. Like a snatch this weapon from me. That's something coming from me. 1,000 years ago, perhaps. And hateful. It's precisely those. Because my daughter's life depends on the only ones who do not see us for the You have the means. Do try to keep up, old man. You may think of me, I am a man of my word. We're merely aligned out of necessity for the purpose we both enjoy. Bind those ingredients to a weapon. You just wouldn't be you if you didn't have a knife. What are you waiting? You cry.
I gifted them with.
Your materials are easily found. Let's take stock. The ashes of Dahlia's Viking. And him with the flick of my wrist. You don't seem surprised. Appointments, the revelations of... When all you had to do was be my father. You despised me, didn't you? I want to know why. Is something the matter, brother? Can I fix you a drink, perhaps? More for me.
Let's discuss strategy.
The city's finest pastry chef. Your own body, not up to last night's bender. Only knocks once, eh? Come on, we all fled Michael's tyranny together for centuries. I would have someone who's been invited to a celebratory breakfast. Freya wants to be a part of this family. She should be willing to accept us. Someone...
If you must harbor hatred, is a bargain that consequently...
can run straight to Freya and bring her in. Whom should I trust to protect Hope? Jackson, the self-declared king of the world. Than ever, I need my brother, my closest. It is a far cry from being trustworthy. Yes, but only after she herself resurrected him. To what do I owe this visit? Why are you here? Than the velveteen on this little...
Klaus doesn't...
Proved disagreeable. I assume Elijah asked you here to play therapist.
Obsessing about who not to...
Very much. All this time, am I not Michael's son in time? Your I ended him. After the first good day I drove a stake through his... But I'm not a terribly good person. Your transparent attempts to therapize...
It's not the time. Must I beseech you to stand with us?
If by us you mean you and Freya, then I will not be standing with you.
She is the best chance we have to save your child.
Although she feigns innocence, I can't help but recall it was...
And yet here we are.
Around the next curve in the road, I am looking from a way to defeat our hated enemy without her.
And then we're taking the...
Protected by the very wolves Dahlia so easily... Absolutely not.
All it has done so far is put hope in...
Anywhere unless I tell you to. Tail between your legs. I've been forging what Freya was planning. And new piece of the puzzle in your long-standing and you refuse to believe me, then neither did I. What are you doing here? Why provoke a fight you cannot win? Get out of my head. Dreamscapes.
Niklaus.
But come with me. We must...
Let me guess. The Vikings slaughtered the entire village.
To stay together.
Yes, always and forever, a familiar promise, but then think that makes us kindred. Is this your feeble attempt to... No ancient plight will ever justify your...
Have a family.
So Esther was... My complete lack of surprise seems it does run in the... If you have care about my mother...
What I have to show you...
Plan for this to be Hope's fate.
I didn't... Oh, Freya!
She was completely out of control. You're saying this is what's to come for Hope?
Vampire blood as well as the aggressive wolf temperament. She will...
Someone less hostile to teach her.
How long? Freya turned on me.
It's an offer from a malevolent witch.
She will...
You would have me rob my daughter of her mother, so she will grow.
Was his daughter. She'd inherit it. All the pain that comes with...
They have more than earned. Now Haley is attempting to... Evening. Experience. And done.
Phil.
Indeed.
Outstanding against them.
For you, there are no second thoughts.
For the benefit of your child.
Let me be clear about one thing. You need me. I know myself. Although I do wonder exactly would you handle Merce. I'm mad with rage. Pained. I can't have you impervious to my compulsion. This is all part of my plan. Maybe are bound by love, vows of friendship, and so the wheel of betrayal sucked. The only thing she did is pull out the dagger you stuck in my heart. Then when you broke our vow, perhaps I'll take... Be a sweetheart and take off your daylight ring. Evil beast behind the red door. You shouldn't have come here, Camille.
I know you won't hurt me.
Then you're already lost.
Would have failed in the end, though.
Called what Elijah did to me and reciprocate. Be careful or I'll apply the same much care for it. Do as you're told. And you hold the line. How valiant. Remember our last somewhat one-son. Field mouse to lapdog. From Marcel, the crescent curse. Accommodate your hybrid nature. Wolf form, save for the full, and to cause any further mischief. It was you who tried to steal my child. You will suffer. It's all gonna be okay, I promise.
And there she...
To that end, I remind you of your promise. What power you require to keep
her safe from all harm.
Offered an alliance that will benefit yourself. Still suffer from that sleep spell. I will. Sleep spell is broken then. Taking so long. Best get on with it then. dear aunt. Because all she needed was to know where the vile harpy has fled to. Provided we survive what's to come tonight, I look... Camille, I had to make it seem as if I cared for nothing. But you should know that when I hurt you... Mother, I've arrived just in time for... I'm afraid I'm going to have to postpone the festivities. See your red door swinging wide open.
Shall we kill her and be done with it?
To be this blade weaken Dahlia's defenses. But well, your willing participation would have been a bonus. Stand there and pretend you don't need me to. No strangers to disagreements. Collateral damage. Dagger you put in my hand.
You want to be alone?
Glass houses, a bit thick sometimes. I took your lesson to heart. Seems we're officially orphans. Why, you're here. Fruits of my labor, Freya, as her freedom from Dahlia, handing back the reins of the city. To see it the other way. Listening to jazz. Thank you. For the most precious treasure in... You should know. In our story.